everyone. Hi, I'm Kathy Tarchioni. I'm your host today. We don't have Roman or Gaetan with us. Both of them are sick, actually. I think Roman has been doing too many live shows. He's been really on a roll these days. But today we're going to talk about, can a therapy dog help with pain and anxiety? Many people feel that the power of a dog, just by touching a dog or just by just petting their fur, can really calm you down. And one of my associates on LinkedIn, his name is Dr. Stanley Coren. He came out with an article that I want to share with you because I think it was really, really very good. But first, before we do that, I wanted to show you that what is the value of a dog of a of a therapy dog? And here's the answer. A therapy dog, the presence of a therapy dog helps someone who is struggling take their mind off of their problems and anxieties for a while. The companionship of a therapy dog facilitates real chemical changes in the body of the patient. It has been proven that most patients with therapy dog experiences have lower stress levels, increased calmness and happiness, and are less likely to feel lonely or forgotten. Is reason enough to support the actions of making your dog into a therapy dog. Hang on here a second. So if you have a therapy dog, I sure would love for you to tell us in the comments that you have one. And oh, hey, good morning, Dale. We're actually going to be following a story that we did in season 1, which was actually Rico Lockwood. I don't know if you remember Rico. Rico is a complex rated therapy dog. He was a career change dog from the Canine Companions for Independence. He just did a fabulous job, and we were so impressed with him that we actually were doing a series of Rico's Miracles. I have a picture here that I originally had of him, and this was Rico. Rico was over at the Ronald McDonald house for many years. By the way, he just had his 11th birthday, and he's a lot more gray around his nozzle right now. But he's just a real sweetheart. And this is Callie. Callie is a little girl that we followed for about 5 years while she was going to the Ronald McDonald house for many of her surgeries. And Rico did some really fantastic things. We're going to show you a little video in a couple minutes about him. But first, I want to talk about, let me pull this up here. If you ask any child at the Ronald McDonald House, they're going to tell you that the dogs that are there have helped them through their surgeries. It's very scary for a child when they're in the hospital, and I know the parents are there and they feel that toys are going to be something that will comfort them, but that's not always the case. A dog has that special quality to be able to do that. So getting back to Dr. Coren, I wanted to, I'm going to put a link to this in the comments here so that you can all have this. I think it's a great article to read. But the one thing that he says here is that long waits and common environmental stressors in the ER can increase the experience of pain in patients. So if you've ever been in the ER and then all of a sudden you feel, I really got to be seen, and they're not and they're not seeing you as fast as you would like them to, you get more anxiety, and then your pain can get greater. So a short visit with a therapy dog can reduce the feelings of anxiety and depression and improve feelings of well-being in the ER patients. So more than half of all ER patients who received a brief visit from a therapy dog reported a reduction in pain. What Dr. Coren also said is that there was a study that was done, and there was one particular fella from British Columbia. I'm sorry, not fella, woman, Bernadette. She was there because she had broken several of her ribs and she was in pain. So she says, I was lying there all taped up with my leg in a cast, and every breath that I took hurt. All I could think about was the pain that I was feeling. Then they brought in a therapy dog, a lovely golden retriever. She licked my hand and I stroked her and spoke with her for a little while. And then she had to leave. I thought to myself, that was my little session with her, was the first time in 3 days after the accident when I didn't hurt so badly that it swamped my thinking. My surprise was that pain relief lasted for the next hour or so after the dog left. And the question you want to ask yourself is, why would that happen? Why would just touching the dog relieve that stress and that anxiety? That's something that scientists have been really looking into greatly right now to find out, is that an oxytocin that is coming, you have your happy, you're feeling happy. It's like a distraction for you so that you can concentrate on something other than your pain. But another question we want to know is, if you do have a therapy dog in your life and you are looking to, or you feel that you have one that could possibly qualify, we want to look at what needs to be done. So first off, this is from Ellen Lockwood. Ellen showed us or sent me some text to let me know what I can tell the audience. And she said a therapy dog has to be certified by a therapy dog organization, such as an Alliance for Therapy Dogs, Pet Partners Therapy Dogs, Therapy Dogs International. The dog should be socialized as a puppy to be at least 1 year old to be tested as a therapy dog. The AKC has what's known as the Canine Good Citizen certification, which is the CGC test for dogs, which is very similar to the therapy dog test. Now, if you're going to, if any of you have it, hi Ron. Hi everyone. Thanks for coming on. If you have a therapy dog, or you're thinking that your dog could qualify as a therapy dog, the questions are, well, I could teach my dog myself. I can have an emotional support dog and I can get one of those fake IDs. I can do all that. But a therapy dog really needs certification. And why? Because if you're going to go in, let's say you're going to go into a hospital, or you're going to go into a place that could be a retirement home or something like that. What happens if by chance there is an accident and your dog, somebody falls or gets hurt or something happens? Do you have insurance to cover that? And that's a real big thing, because you just can't walk into a hospital and say, hey, I have a therapy dog, he's great with people. You have no insurance. They have no insurance for liability at the hospital either. So if you feel that you can do that, that's great. Excuse me. So no place is going to give you coverage with insurance if you don't pass a test, and no place, once you're in, will allow for pet therapy if you don't have insurance. That's the idea why you want to go to an organization that puts you through the testing and covers you with insurance for liability. Now, Ellen has said that one of the places that she really likes, and she's worked with Rico and was Pet Partners. And Pet Partners is a not-for-profit organization. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a link here to them too. Pet Partners is an organization that can actually provide you with everything that you need to know about getting your dog certified. Just put a link in the comments here, folks. You can do virtual therapy, you can do a number of things, but one of the most important things that I think is really important is here. Not that, is that at Pet Partners, you have to test every 2 years, you and your dog, to the handler, and the dog must pass, and then you've got to be covered with then you're covered with $2 million worth of insurance. I think the Alliance of Therapy Dogs covers you for 4 to 5 million. So depending upon where you want to go, you can go to either one. But if you have an organization that says, okay, we'll help you get your dog certified, and you have insurance, then you can feel comfortable going into a hospital and retirement home or a children's hospital, wherever. Anyway, I wanted to show you a couple little pictures of Rico here. This is Rico at Ronald McDonald. And this is a picture of him and Callie. He was with Callie, I think, for 6 years already. This is at Ronald McDonald. Look at her face, how comfortable she is. And what I was told, actually all of us, Gaetan and I were told, was that every time Rico came in, Callie would have a surgery. And shortly after her surgery, Rico would he would identify where the part of her body was that was hurting the most, and he would put his body on it, and she would say that the pain was going away. Pain was going away. So here's Callie. You can tell she absolutely loves this little boy, loves him to death, and he's been with her, like I said, for all of these years now. And that's Rico and Callie with Callie's mom, Amber. We did a couple of shows, like I said, a while ago. And if you don't know who Ellen and Barbara Lockwood are, they are the moms of Rico. And they go everywhere together. And look at, this is how Rico rides in the car with Ellen. I just have to love that. So I wanted to show you a beautiful video that we did. Actually, Gaetan did this, and this was in honor of Rico and Callie. This again goes back to our first season, so that's like 10 years ago. And this is the video he did honoring Rico, because Rico has a number of awards. He is showcased on the Canine Companions for Independence on a lot of their promotions and their posters. He's like the poster dog. So here we go. That was a great video that Gaetan did years ago. I look at dogs and I think, boy, some dogs are could really be therapy dogs. For instance, I know that my dog Charlie, he's a problem child. He's one of those insufferable dogs. And I look at him and I realize he could never be a therapy dog. Why? Because he growls. He's not really good with other people. He doesn't like men. You need to have a dog that has a very, very good temperament. So if you look at your own and you think, gee, my dog is so good around everyone, good around kids, good around animals, and you think that maybe you do want to try and test the dog, there's places to go to do that. And oh yeah, Dale says Rico is a great dog. Yeah, yeah, and uh, he's absolutely a great dog. And Ellen has been the thing that I really like about Ellen and Barbara Lockwood is before they even went into having Rico as a therapy dog, they knew that they needed one for their parents. And researched everything, and that's what you should do, folks. If you should research what therapy dogs can do and what they can't do, and the places that you want to go to. We originally talked to Ellen about actually having a series where she could teach people how to get a therapy dog and get their certification. It's not easy because you have to continuously follow up and you have to continuously make certain that your dog is safe and the people around them are safe. You don't want to have your dog exposed to unnecessary cruelty or anything like that. Now, unlike a service dog, where a service dog is trained to do specific duties for someone. A therapy dog is different, but a service dog, if they break their training, they can lose their certification as well too. Uh, Dale says Charlie is his bud. Yeah, well, Charlie loves you, and Charlie's a good boy, but he just would not be a good service dog. He is one for me, helps me service wise, because what he does is he helps me with my cannula. He helps me with my COPD, but he's not one that would be a good therapy dog to go out and visit and try and provide service for other people. He just wouldn't be able to do that. So the one thing that I thought that you might be interested in is a link that Ellen sent, and it's what really happens with a certification. How do you get evaluated and where do you go to? Now, if you go to the pet parent site that I gave you the link to in the comments here, you'll be able to see all the things that they train. They can train the dogs from how to react in a wheelchair, how to approach people, how to do things. So let's take a look at this video. I won't play it all the way through because it's 10 minutes, but it'll at least give you an idea, okay? Let's start with this.
Too, and this is my dog Missile. Oh, well, Missile's very pretty. Thank you, Stay. Good stay, Missile. Oh, good stay. Yes. Good. Hey, Missile. Hey, and then I'm going to get down and just take a look at Missile and pet her for a minute to check her out. She says I'm just going to lie down and get comfortable. Hey, how are you? Oh, you're so soft and pretty. Can I see your ears? Oh, you're just going to roll on over, aren't you? Oh, your ears are so clean. Yes, they are. Can I look at those teethies? Oh, it's your pretty teethies. Yes, they are. Okay, now I'm going to touch your paws, okay? Hey, darling. Oh, you're such a sweet baby. Yes, you are. Okay. Very nice. Good girl, Missile. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good? There. Oh, we're ready. Missile heel. Good girl, Missile. Very good. You can turn it. Very good, Missile. Okay, and turn around and come back. Oh, Missile. Good job, Missile. What a good girl. Okay, come start back. Good job, Missile. Slow. There. And on back to the mat. Girl! Okay. Okay, now we're going to have the crowd do the same thing, just in reverse on that side. And what there will be some distractions, as in noise distractions this time. So, your job is just to walk through the crowd and reassure your dog. And whenever you're ready. It's a heel. Good job, Miss. Very good job. And now I have her SIT. This is it. Good. Okay, very good. And now, if you will have Miss POWN. Sit down. Very good. Okay. And the next portion is I'm going to have you change the leash, but never drop your leash. You want to make sure you hang on to your leash at all times. So if you'll clip this one on before you take that one off. Okay. And now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you tell her to stay, and then I'm going to have you walk 10 feet out, and then turn.
Okay, just wanted to give you an idea so that you could see it's not all that frightening, is it? You think to yourself, I'm going to bring my dog in for certification. You're wringing your hands. It's not all that difficult. The certification is after the training, by the way. You want to make certain that your dog is able to be around people, involved in. I mean, if your dog is the type that goes after another dog that's across the street, then you need Roman for some dog behavior uh, evaluation. That's what you need. He's Roman is one of these types that he will train the owner before the dog because he wants to find out exactly how you are reacting and what your connection is to your dog. So when it comes to a therapy dog, again, not to confuse it with a service dog or a emotional support dog. A therapy dog is one that can help calm you down. They're using them in so many different areas in hospitals. I heard they're even using them in funeral homes now because there's so many people that, especially after, and not just for the funeral procession, but beforehand to help with the grieving family. There's like a calming effect that occurs. People that are going to go through a surgery and it's very scary for them, could be an open heart surgery or they have cancer and they're concerned. It's wonderful to have a dog that, and by the way, it's not just dogs, but because this is a Dog Connection show, that's why we're talking about dogs. And knowing that a dog can provide a lot of services, provide a lot of services for people, a lot of it is instinctive. So you'll find that when you bring your dog in for training, you'll find they know how to do a lot of these things. You might not have noticed it. So if you're really interested, look at your dog now, see the types of things that they do, look at the areas that you know for sure that they have trained you. Like my Charlie, when he needs to go out, he goes to the door, and mom knows that I need to let him out. If he wants to come up, he'll come up, or he'll, uh, like this. It's really, really cute. You should see him. He's a little butterball now because he's 15, but he used to be able to jump up on the bed. He can't do that anymore. So there's things that we do as the parents of our pets to help them just like they help us. So a therapy dog is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And Ellen had also mentioned, I'm going to show this to you as well too. Ellen had also mentioned the AKC. They have a canine good citizen award that you can get, and you can take the test. So you know what I'm going to suggest is maybe you take that test first. Let me put this in the comments. You take this test first before you go ahead and do anything. and go for a certification. That way you can get a feel for what's going on. At the same time, I also wanted to let you know that here is uh, the Facebook page for pet parents. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, go ahead and go like them as well too. So that's really about it for today. I know it's not going to be a really long show, but at least I got everything out. I wanted to tell you that our sponsor today is, as usual, is Ion, the intelligence of nature, the gut support for animals. The link is in the description up above. So please feel free to purchase this. A percentage of the proceeds comes to the Dog Connection, and we help provide doing this show. That's what the show is about. Does anybody have any questions of any kind? I know Dale just said, hey, happy Easter. And I appreciate that. Happy Easter to everyone. Happy Passover to those of you that are our Jewish friends. And for anyone that is interested, we will be really launching our Golden Girls community show, the Golden Girls Living. That will be coming up in the first part of May in honor of Mother's Day. So if you don't have anything else, then hey, folks, I want to thank you very much, and we'll see you. Excuse me. We will see you next week.